First, I'll give you some tips. Then, you'll write a response. And finally, I'll show you a high-scoring sample response. Let's jump straight into today's task, writing task 2. On the left, you can see the main instructions at the top. They say, you should spend about 40 minutes on this part. Write at least 250 words. Then you have the essay prompt below that. The prompt will tell you what topic to write about and requires you to present an argument, express an opinion, or discuss the topic from multiple perspectives. Below the prompt is further instructions. These are always the same. They say, give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience. So, you're clearly being asked to give an extended response with several reasons that are supported with evidence. Now that you know what the task looks like, let's quickly go over how it's scored, so you know what you need to focus on to do well. So you're scored on a scale of 0 to 9. You're being assessed on task response, which is about whether you address the prompt appropriately with relevant ideas that are fully supported. You're also being assessed on coherence and cohesion, which is whether your ideas can be followed easily because you use a logical sequence of information with appropriate paragraphing. Then there's lexical resource, which covers your ability to use a wide range of vocabulary and correct spellings. And finally, grammatical range and accuracy, which looks at whether you can use a wide range of grammatical structures with appropriate punctuation. Each of these areas contributes to your overall band score. A strong essay balances all 4 criteria. To learn more about IELTS writing scores and how to get a high score, head to e2language.com for an E2 IELTS test prep course. Okay, here's the task again. This is what you'll be working on today. Let's get started by reading the prompt carefully. It says, the most important aim of technology should be to enhance human creativity. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? This is quite a typical Task 2 question. You need to take a clear stance, either agree, disagree, or take a balanced approach. And you need to support your position with reasons, examples, and explanations. Here are my tips for doing well in IELTS writing. First of all, plan your work before writing. Decide on your stance and your main arguments. That will help you to structure your essay well using appropriate paragraphs. You should have a paragraph for the introduction, which introduces the topic and your stance, then a paragraph for each main reason to support your stance, then a conclusion. You should use clear topic sentences for your body paragraphs that clearly let the reader know what the paragraph is about. And you should provide explanations and specific examples to support your reasons. Make sure you avoid repetition in your writing, and be sure to leave a moment at the end to check over your grammar and spelling to make sure everything is accurate. Ready to have a go? Remember, on test day, it takes about 40 minutes to complete this task. I'm now going to give you 10 seconds to pause the video before we look at a sample response. Ready? Start now. Okay, did you complete the full Task 2 essay? If you did, well done. And how did you go? If you'd like individual feedback on your writing from an IELTS expert, take a writing assessment or a mock test available in a premium E2 IELTS test prep course. Let's now go over a high-scoring sample response. We'll look at it in more detail shortly, but for now, notice that there are 4 clear paragraphs, an introduction, 2 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. And you can see the word count is 282 words, so that's nicely over our 250 minimum, but without becoming too long and potentially wandering off topic or becoming repetitive. Let's look at the introduction. First, the topic of technology is introduced. Technology has transformed nearly every aspect of modern life, from healthcare to communication. Then the stance is clearly stated. While some argue that its most important purpose should be to enhance creativity, this view overlooks the fact that technology is fundamentally designed to solve problems and improve efficiency. Its primary value lies in advancing human well-being, rather than serving as a tool for artistic expression. So this essay is clearly going to strongly disagree with the idea that the most important aim of technology should be to enhance human creativity. You may have chosen to agree with this idea, and that's okay too. As long as you can think of some compelling reasons and examples to support your stance, it doesn't matter which side you take. Next, there's the first body paragraph. It starts with a clear topic sentence. One of technology's most critical functions is addressing real-world challenges. So we know exactly what the first reason for the stance is and what this paragraph will be about. Then the idea is extended to make a well-developed argument. It gives examples of how technology solves problems in healthcare and in engineering. And it explains how these advancements tie in with the main argument against the idea that the most important aim of technology should be to enhance human creativity. Notice how wording from the prompt, such as the most important aim, is paraphrased here as most critical functions and chief purpose. This demonstrates a range of vocabulary. We also see terms like real-world challenges, breakthroughs, revolutionized, unparalleled precision, advancements as an alternative way of saying breakthroughs, and artistic creativity. So there's a really nice range of vocab here. Then comes the next body paragraph. Does this one have a clear topic sentence? Yes, it does. It transitions nicely from the previous paragraph by saying, beyond problem solving, and then it gives the second reason for the stance. Technology plays a vital role in enhancing efficiency and productivity. Again, this is supported with examples of technology improving efficiency in areas such as manufacturing, logistics, and everyday life. Again, the paragraph ends by tying this into the main stance. And let's take a look at some of the grammatical structures here. We can see complex sentences with multiple clauses. There are present participle phrases like benefiting society as a whole and reducing human labor. There are relative clauses like ensuring goods reach consumers faster and more reliably, and parallel structures like reducing human labor input while increasing output, so you can see there's a wide range of grammatical structures here to demonstrate a strong command of the English language. And finally, there's the conclusion. It starts very clearly with "in conclusion." Then it restates the stance and the two main reasons. Then it rounds off with a nice closing sentence looking towards the future. As society continues to evolve, technological advancements will remain essential in driving progress and improving overall quality of life. So this response addresses the prompt appropriately with a clear and fully developed position with relevant, fully extended ideas, strong cohesion, and a wide range of vocabulary and grammar. This would be a high-scoring response. What about yours? Let me know in the comments how you think you went. So what are some of the key takeaways from this lesson? Well, always structure your response logically. Be sure to use a range of vocabulary and grammar. Remember to support your stance with reasons and examples, and be sure to proofread your work at the end. That's it for this IELTS writing practice test. Remember, for expert IELTS writing feedback, head to e2language.com and sign up for a premium test prep package and take an assessment or a mock test. Good luck with your IELTS test prep, and see you next time!